Welcome back, folks. Well, it's the next day, and I think it's possible I may see where I've made my mistake. I've got fluid, no problem, to the passenger side brake, nothing to the driver's side front disc. But I looked this up, Dr. Diff, on the distribution block, and sure enough, I think what I have is these two right here backwards. So the outlet to front brake tube, I've got this one coming from the master cylinder, and then this one says inlet from master cylinder port. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if you can see in here or not, but it's these two right here. This one and one with the little red tube right there appear to be the two that I have backwards. I love brake lines. So we're going to get these things off, and I'm going to start spinning, messing up my fingers trying to get this started, but we got to get it going. So here we go. Now we got fluid coming out. I'm going to do the other side. Whew! Man. Right, you saw how simple that, but much of a PIA that was by getting those two lines crossed. I should have looked that thing up. I made the assumption because it was the closest port to the brake flex line that took the bottom port, but no, they cross. You know what happens when we assume. But the good thing is now we got brakes, or we got fluid to the calipers now. I'm not going to bleed the brakes because I don't have the part that hooks up to the push rod, the master cylinder push rod. It's got the hole that attaches it to the brake pedal. I've got the bolts. I actually got 2 bolts. They sent me 2 bolts, but I don't have the little part that screws into the brake pedal. But that's going to be neither here nor there. That'll happen pretty quick and pretty easy. But let's see what we got on these back brakes. Let's see if we've got anything on these back wheel cylinders. All right, we're going to wait a few minutes and see when this thing, maybe start getting some fluid going to the back. So if we do, we are in good place. Lots of air, but that's okay. Yes. What we'll probably do is off camera, because this is a very boring thing that people don't want to watch, and I do not blame them, is we will probably go ahead and gravity bleed all these as much as possible, and then later on we'll bleed the brakes. But the CUDA, pretty much, I got everything mopped up to see if we're ever going to have any leaks, but the CUDA will have a brake system. That excites me. All right, we got fluid coming out of there. For some reason, never could get any fluid coming out of here. So unbolted the line from the distribution block right here, and I had old fluid in here, but there's nothing coming out of this distribution block. So maybe what I had over there was residual. Maybe this line right here is bad. I don't know. But yeah, something. I even pumped it. Trish put me up in the air, tried to put some pressure on it. We weren't getting anything. So we got something stopped up somewhere. All right, well, we removed our line, flushed it with no issues here. No issues over here. Couldn't figure out. So we finally got, after I took this off, started disconnecting, just going back. Then I figured out, finally got fluid to the distribution block. Then, we're gravity bleeding. And then I could undo the hard line here. And I had fluid, obviously, whenever I would break this loose and loosen it up, fluid would come from the hard line, the inner entrance line for the fluid. But nothing would come out the bleeder. So last ditch effort, I took my good old contact cleaner, started spraying into the top where the bleeder goes, and it wouldn't do anything until finally it made a little pop and went, whoo. Oh yeah. So I think it's possible, we're gonna find out. I think we had some blockage in there, some nasty stuff. So let's get this put back together and see if it worked. And I believe that did the trick. Finally, there it is. Finally, this wheel cylinder had something gummed up inside of it, but now she's flowing. She is flowing. All right. So we finally got our brake system, not complete because now it just needs to be serviced. We're gonna have to bleed it. I've got to get that part for the brake pedal to attach to the master cylinder, but yeah, finally the brakes on this car are complete. I'm gonna be looking for leaks, but man, does it ever feel good getting the brake system behind you. It feels really, really good. So, yep, I guess this is gonna conclude finally from yesterday. We've got our brake system now installed. Again, they have to be bled once I get that attachment for the brake pedal, but progress. So if you hadn't already, please like, share, and subscribe, everybody, and I hope everybody has a great Sunday.